Midweek update time. We are shifting off yesterday's Chicago-centric builds and moving our primary core back to Buffalo and Detroit because the news cycle, ownership, and matchups now line up better for sealing outcomes and leverage. At quarterback, we are upgrading to Josh Allen at 7,000 with a dash rank of 100 facing Miami, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 22. He is projected for 25. He has averaged 24 per game, and his last three are 29, 23, and 18. Ownership looks around 20.6%, which is fair given the slate context. Two news angles support this move. First, the Week 10 QB rankings and start-sit discussions. Note several top quarterbacks are on bye, which condenses ownership and increases the relative value of Allen's floor-ceiling combo. Second, the Week 10 MVP ladder piece specifically highlights Allen climbing with momentum, which matches what we are seeing on film and in usage. Compared to yesterday's Caleb Williams punt for leverage, this is a bet on elite median plus ceiling in a soft overall matchup, and we are comfortable paying for it today. At running back, we are pivoting to Jahmyr Gibbs at 8,000 with a dash rank of 100 against Washington, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 30. He is projected for 20 with 19 per game, and recent scores of 6, 40, and 8. Expected ownership is about 9.47%. The Detroit news has been bullish around offensive efficiency, and coverage around Gibbs's breakout game and the broader conversation on the evolution of the running back position reinforces why his receiving profile keeps his touch count high enough to spike. This is a direct move off yesterday's DeAndre Swift value stance because Gibbs gives us better matchup leverage and a clearer ceiling in this environment. We are keeping Amon-Ra St. Brown at wide receiver at 8,400 with a dash rank of 100, also facing Washington, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 30. He is projected for 20, he averages 21, and he has put up 19, 21, and 14 in his last three. He is currently projecting near zero ownership mid-week, which we love. Sportsline's model recently highlighted him in anytime touchdown discussions, and the Detroit locker room reaction story this week signals a locked-in group. We stayed on him yesterday, and nothing has changed to push us off a volume alpha in one of the friendliest overall matchups on the slate. At tight end, we are pivoting from yesterday's Trey McBride leverage back to Sam Laporta at 4,400 with a dash rank of 100, again versus Washington, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 30. He is projected for 12, averages 12, with recent games of 22, 5, and 17, and he is around 9.9% owned. The start-sit piece this week specifically tagged Laporta as a top play for Week 10, and with Detroit stacks projecting strong against this defense, we prefer to align with the chalky but efficient route tree rather than swim upstream at tight end. For flex, we are reinstating James Cook at 7,500 with a dash rank of 100 against Miami, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 22. He is projected for 18 with 21 per game, and he has gone 17, 37, and 9 in his last three. Current ownership is showing near zero, which is the kind of under-the-radar profile we want when pairing with Allen. News has been consistently positive on Cook, including a piece calling him one of the best running backs in the NFL, and another placing him among the top performers of Week 8. He is listed questionable, so we will monitor practice participation. If limitations show up, we will reduce exposure and shift more salary into Amon-Ra, plus a value flex, with Darius Slayton as our first contingency. On defense, we are upgrading to the Bills at 3,700 with a dash rank of 100 versus Miami, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 27. Projection is 8, with ownership near 3%. This correlates fine with our Allen-led builds as a pressure and turnover bet. If Buffalo plays from ahead and forces mistakes, quick value notes for large fields. If you must punt at quarterback, Dylan Gabriel at 4,400 with a dash rank of 100 faces the Jets, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 24. He is projected for 14, has put up 14, 6, and 9 in his last three, and projects around 3.5% owned. The Browns' beat coverage this week has centered on quarterback turmoil, with Shedder Sanders still waiting, which underscores the risk. Only consider if he is confirmed to start, and you are purposely embracing volatility for salary relief. We are not using Reggie Gilliam unless late news signals a role change on goal line or increased snaps. He is a roster construction-only dart in Buffalo on slot builds and should remain out of primary pools. Dominic Lovett at 3,000 is a pure punt bring-along for massive fields within Detroit stacks. Role is thin, but the team total context against Washington's defense creates paths if Detroit spreads snaps or packages deep threats. Keep exposure minimal. Tommy Tremble at 2,500 versus New Orleans, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 23, is a viable salary saver. He averages 4 fantasy points per game, with recent scores of 0, 1, and 1, and minuscule ownership near 0.13%. Local coverage continues to position him as a key tight end for Carolina. And at this price, you are betting on a red zone look in a shallow target tree. Darius Slayton at 4,300 with a dash rank of 100 faces. Chicago, who have one of the worst defenses overall with an opponent rank of 28. He is projected for 9, averages 6, with recent games of 11, 5, and 0, and around 8.33% ownership. He fits as our first James Cook contingency if we need late salary flexibility while maintaining exposure to a weak opposing defense. For a pay-down defense, the Vikings at 2,300 versus Baltimore, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall with an opponent rank of 16, project for 6 with ownership near 1.57%. This is a salary release to unlock Detroit-Buffalo stacks when needed. Recap of changes since yesterday. We are moving our primary quarterback exposure from Caleb Williams back to Josh Allen because the Week 10 buy landscape concentrates value at the top, and the MVP momentum and one of the worst overall opposing defenses align with his recent production. We are replacing DeAndre Swift with Jahmyr Gibbs for matchup leverage against Washington and reinstating James Cook in flex with a clear contingency plan if his questionable tag limits him. We are pivoting at tight end from Trey McBride to Sam Laporta to align with Detroit stacking in this soft overall matchup. We are keeping Amon-Ra St. Brown unchanged for volume and matchup reasons. Defense shifts from the Panthers to the Bills to pair with our Buffalo core and attack a mistake-prone game script. We will update again if Friday practice reports alter Cook's status or ownership swings open fresh leverage paths. If you are building now, prioritize Allen, Gibbs, Amon-Ra Laporta as the spine and adjust flex based on the Cook news and salary needs.